I watch the show This I Believe a lot, and well, I don't watch it. I listen to it. It's on NPR, and I found this book today, This I Believe, and I only read a chapter of it, and that's what I usually do. I only read like one chapter of the book, and then I'll buy it, and then I'll read like another chapter of the book, and then just put it away. But anyways, I thought that I would read. Well, this is something I haven't. That's interesting. The second chapter is I Will Take My Voice Back, and I thought I'd just read in front of the camera here, my camera, because there's been a lot of background noise on my television and on my other cameras. So, at least in my experience, I don't know what you guys are encountering, but that's what I feel like. So I'm just gonna read this right here. It just looks like, again, this is from This I Believe. It's I recommend it. But anyways, this is by this looks like Kiki Aviles or something. I don't know. But I like the title anyways. I believe that addiction can kill me, but that writing and performing will save me. I'm a poet and an actor. I'm also a crack addict, an alcoholic, and that's how a lot of people see me. A pipette, a drunk, a problem, an epidemic, a disaster area. I came to Washington, D.C. from El Salvador in 1980 at the age of 15. When I told my mom I wanted to be an actor, she said, "You mean a clown," but I make a living, although meager, through my poetry and performances. In the early 80s, crack came to D.C. I saw my city change and me with it. Crack is a killer. Crack turns a ladybug in your house into a hungry rat. Crack transports you into a paranoid obsession. You don't sleep, you don't eat. Your high lasts 10 to 15 seconds, so you need to keep pumping your brain with this poison over and over again. Mine has been a life of duality. I can function on drug street corners and at wine-sipping theater receptions. In 1995, I was part of a show at the Kennedy Center, but I was sneaking beers into my dressing room before the show and getting high after. I often feel a sense of pride when I put my book and loose poems in my bag before going to do a reading, and yet I am also this other person, this shadow, this vampire. I've turned 41 and have finally realized that crack will kill me if I keep on shoving it up my brain. The alternative is death, and I don't want it. I want to get old. About a year ago, I completed my third rehab. I decided that I would use writing and performing as a catapult for rebound. I decided to stand on stage and share stories from my notebooks that have borne witness to my nightmare. 1992. I want to keep playing with verbs, write letters to old friends and ask them to keep writing. I want to hold on to the lives of consonants and vowels in a world of zero tolerance. Talking like this about my addiction, even saying it out loud on the radio, may mean artistic suicide. But by telling my story here and on stage, I will take my voice back. People will bear witness to my life. I believe that crack can kill me, but that in the end, that communication and direct human contact will save me. So, then it says the author is the founder of Soul and Soul, a group combining art, performance, and social activism. His own work includes several one-man shows and a collection of poetry. Realize always mentors emerging artists and helps young people find their voice. So anyways, I really connected with this book today. And, you know, what do I believe in? What do I believe in? I'll tell you what I believe in. I'm not a skeptic. I am a very spiritual person. And the word spiritual scares a lot of people because they believe, in my perception, in my opinion, that they own truth. And to me, truth is something that is developed and understood between all. And that doesn't come from proselytizing, it comes from connecting. And there are various people I know who know this very, very well. And I'm not proselytizing myself right now. I just feel the need to get this out of my heart right now. I have a tremendous distrust for anything that wishes to go out and take things and go eat. You know, that always bothers me. And to me, it's a very difficult dance between following your heart and following your head. Because if you just follow your heart, you're gonna end up in a car wreck. But if you follow your brain, you're gonna end up missing out on a lot of things too. And it seems to me that you have to use a good amount of both, and that there's kind of an interplay between the two. And this is something that everybody knows, but it's definitely something that I think we need to bear in mind. I think, for one thing, I think there's always been this desire among any organization or institution, compromised by any people, for control and power. And the way to get around that is you got to understand that desire for control and want is like a little kid that has a toy and it's like, I'm not going to share this. This is mine. This is mine, That sounded like that didn't really sound like a kid. That sounded like... But, sounded like a... whatever it sounded like. Anyways. It's like, I want this and you can't have it. And then the adult has to come back and goes, okay, you have to share. But, when the teacher comes by and says share, she's not saying just give your toy away. She's saying it's still yours, just let other people borrow it from time to time. And so there's just meaningful exchange between anything, whether it's money or a business or otherwise. If you sell coffee, the patrons need you, and you need the patrons, and it's this great dance between people needing each other and people interacting with each other. And if people become very distrustful of the people that they are looking at, that's very good, because there should be mutual respect, but not too much trust of the other person, because if you just blindly give in, you are indeed blind. Okay? A healthy skepticism needs to be retained, because if you don't maintain a healthy skepticism, you're going to get yourself in trouble. And everybody should maintain a healthy skepticism, including myself, because if you don't, you end up being manipulated yourself. So mutual respect and mutual trust is both needed. And that's the only way that anything positive can ever come out of that. Because people, they used to not have anything. I mean, people just used to beat each other over the head with rocks and call it a day. But we've gotten past that, haven't we? So you got to understand that often people want to just act like children and be like, ooh, I'm going to do this to that person, or even worse, maybe they're self-defeating and they want to hurt themselves because they don't believe and trust in themselves. You have to believe and trust in yourself, and you have to believe and trust other people. As you don't do that, you're going to end up getting yourself in trouble. And that's what I've learned today. That is what I've learned today. Also, I would severely ask anyone to, just like me, clearly examine your mind right now and ask yourself, why do I think the things I think, and why do I feel the things that I feel? Because if you're not able to examine yourself, you're not going to be able to examine the other people around you. And that is a very dangerous thing. So understand yourself and understand other people. It's a good thing.